finally got it. Sorry about that.
Everybody does the first time. And it's sort of really, it's that, I'm doing fine, thank you. It's that sort of getting on and then pressing the button. And when I press to say that you can come on, there's sort of like a gap, there's a wait. And I'm thinking, every single time, doesn't matter who it is, every single time, are they going to get on? Is it going to work? So everybody, this is Carieanne. She has been tutored tonight to get on here. And Carieanne's had some interesting times with scammers.
Yes, I have.
I leave it to you. When did it?
When what?
When did it start that you started to be contacted by scammers?
It was, unfortunately, my dad passed away October 29th of 2021, and it was in December when I started talking to a guy, a scammer, I thought was real, and it was, can I say the name, or is it okay? It was John Nichols, and I know the real person is Shane Nichols, but he was pretending to be him, and we started talking, and then we went to WhatsApp, and then different places, you know, to talk, and then everything. Go ahead.
You know, they do. They like to take you to the chat.
Yes, they do. Off of where you're talking to, they take you off to a different platform, and so we did that. We were talking for a while. He was in Afghanistan, and we were talking. We were getting, you know, to know each other better and stuff. And then within, like, I think a couple weeks, it was the word "I love you," and I was starting to get feelings for him because we were talking every day, not video chatting. But he did try and video chat me one time, and it was a recording of him talking, you know, the real person talking on the video. It wasn't even him. I knew it was fake. I mean, I wasn't, you know, I knew it wasn't the right video, which like it's supposed to be. And but I didn't think nothing of it. You know, I just kept going and talking with him. And then the requests of gift cards start happening, and it was like after my dad passed away, I had gotten some money from my dad when he passed away, so I sent quite a bit of money to him because it was started with the gift cards, the Play cards, Google Play cards. It just kept going on, and he kept making excuses. Oh, my phone broke. Oh, the terrorists attacked me. They took my gun. You name it, all the excuses together. I bought him a $350 phone, which I thought was legit. I thought he really did break it. And then come to find out, after talking to him for so long, falling in love with him and sending all these gift cards, sending everything for him, it turned out that I found out he was a scammer. And then after, you know, it was really, really hurtful because I really fell in love with him. And then after I found out he was a scammer, I just said, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. He would make all kinds of excuses. Oh, why you don't love me? And I said, no, I don't love you because you're not real. You're a scammer. No. And so I ended up blocking him, and then talking to another gentleman, which everybody probably knows, Jacob Massey, which I thought he was real too for like 5 months. I think it was. He was supposedly. Go ahead.
Jacob the dog dad. We all like him.
It's terrible. So we talked, and everything was going really good with us. Same thing started happening, and I thought this one was the real one for sure. And same thing happened with gift cards. I sent gift cards. I even paid for the man to come home on a plane, supposedly. He sent me an email with his flight information, all this stuff. We talked for I talked to him for like a good year, probably a good year. It's a long story. I kind of got back into talking to him again, which I thought was the real person because I kept talking to other people saying he was real, but that's I'll talk about that too. But one thing led to the other. I start falling in love with him. I paid for all this money for him to come back to the United States. Supposedly he was at a military base in Nevada, and he needed to pay this and pay that. And I'm just like, okay, here we go. Here's some more money, you know. I mean, I spent so much money on these two scammers, a lot of money. And they're not the only scammers. And so I ended up finding out way down the road that he was an actual scammer too. So I said, okay, that's it. I'm done. I can't deal with this, because every single time that they were coming into my life, my heart was just getting more and more shattered and more shattered and more shattered. And I was losing more and more trust in you know, in men, you know, because I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then there was another one.
Carieanne, that money that is stolen from you was your money. And what makes me angry every time is the fact that you've got a little ship in a room somewhere else across the world, and every single word that comes out of their mouths is a lie.
Yeah, it's a total lie. Oh, I love you, baby. I promised you we're gonna buy a house and all this stuff, and one excuse after the other, and I just got tired of it. And then those two are not the only scammers. There was also another one pretending to be Steve. I forget his last name. Yes, he was pretending to be a Steve. And it's same thing happened with him. I don't want to get into a long story with that. Same thing. And then another one was not recently, but I've supposedly been dating this guy for 7 months, saying he's Will Wesson.
Weston's the dog, you know.
Huh?
Did you know Weston is the dog?
It's his dog.
Oh, the dog Weston. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, definitely so. And so I started talking to him back in June of last year, or is it this year? I can't remember. All I know is everything was going good. I got a request from him to talk to him on Instagram, and I thought he was the real guy. I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. Oh my gosh, this is, you know, someone's actually contacted me. And and it wasn't. It's a long story, but we kept talking. He goes, well, I'll give you my personal Gmail, and I'll let you, we'll talk on Gmail. And I said, okay, that's fine. So we start talking on there, talking more and more every single day. And eventually we start, you know, like I think it's 3 weeks after we were talking, start telling each other that we loved each other. You know, I felt, Ruth, it was really hard because I really thought I fell in love with the real true person this time. It was like I had a ex-husband of 18 years, and my heart was more full of love with this scammer than my second ex-husband of 18 years. That's how in love I've been with him.
This
and
gives you more attention than a husband ever does.
Yeah. It was
different sort of way, and are very attentive, and that's the thing that makes me angry, Carieanne.
Yeah.
Because everyone's alike, and not only that, they are playing with your feelings, and
yeah, and you stop everything that you're doing with your life. You avoid your family. You stay in your house all the time because you think you got to go do this. You got to go run here and run there, do Bitcoin machines and all this. I mean, I was just doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, but what happened is with the guy, you know, the scammer that was, you know, impersonating Will, we kept talking, and then eventually we went on to Skype and never video chatted. In the 7 months that we supposedly been together, never talked on the phone. I made an excuse that, oh, I'm getting an inheritance, and I need you to send this money to my attorney. This and that, and so I was believing everything that he said. I've spent so much money on that man, on that scammer, a lot of money, more than $11,000.
Yes. Awful, because that money was left to you.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
And you gave it to them in good faith.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I get emotional, but yeah.
You can get emotional. No
money that was. It's.
You trusted that person, and every word was to make you trust, and
yeah,
that person on the other end of your love you babes knew what he knew. He was lying to you to steal your money.
Yeah.
It's unforgivable.
It's terrible. I mean, I've been so devastated and upset. But what happened is I kept sending him money and sending him money, and my kids were even saying, "Mom, I can't wait to meet Will. I can't wait to meet him and everything." And my ex's dad, who I live with, you know, everybody was excited to meet him.
Yeah.
He was going to come from New Jersey. He was going to leave the base. He was going to get, you know, a leave or whatever, and come be with me, buy a house with his parents' inheritance. I mean, I found out that the email that he was sending me that was supposed to be his attorney's, I found out that was fake. That was a fake account. At first, when I found out, I thought it was real, and I was even talking to this woman that's on Facebook saying she worked with Mark Wahlberg, whatever his name is, for Facebook.
Yeah.
And she was even a scammer, I found out recently. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? They're all scammers. And so I just kept sending him money, thinking it's legit. I bought Bitcoin. I don't know how much money that I spent on Bitcoin, but now because of all the money that I... Go ahead.
Who in your real life, and I'll say this to everybody here, who in your real life ever deals with Bitcoin? Absolutely no.
Nobody. And now I'm entitled, because of all the Bitcoin during the years that I have bought for these scammers, I have to file taxes on that. I mean, I know I'll probably get refunded, but it's a lot of money. I mean, I looked at my transaction today. It's a lot of money. And I know I have to file it because I don't want, you know, the IRS can come back and bite you in, you know, the rear or whatever. I don't want that. So they said you definitely have to file taxes on that. But that's a lot of money that I bought with all the Bitcoin. It was a lot of money. And
they talk Bitcoin
yeah.
as if it's, you know, a few dollar bills. And I don't know anybody, and I've never met anybody who actually uses Bitcoin as normal money, as a scam.
No, I haven't heard of that either. I'm just like, okay, what do I do? And you get so stressed out because you're trying to do everything right, and you're trying to, I had to miss appointments because I had to go, you know, do the Bitcoin, or I had to do it on the Cash App or something. It just, and I was going to also say too, going back to the one that pretended to be Paul Jacob Massey, I had my Bank of America ruined because that scammer put a $4 counterfeit check into my account, which I could have gone to jail for.
Yeah, you
but
could.
They just can't close my account. That's all they did. Thank goodness. But it's terrible.
Let's go back to everything, you know. And I do this all the time because we've got 3 people in a scam. We've got you on this site. We've got, I call them the romance victims and the photo victims because they're using Jacob's photo or any of the other ones. But
yeah.
in the middle, there's this shadowy figure. He's a bit like smoke. You don't quite know he's there. And he's the one that's in charge. He's the one that's running everything. He's telling you to get the Bitcoin. He's telling you to get the cards. He is giving you the orders to do. And when he pulls away, great. He's got the money. You're left without the money. Jacob's left being very upset because he's used. And Scam Boy, the little cloudy figure in the middle, is off down the shoe shop buying $900 trainers.
Yeah.
Makes me angry. It does. The whole thing makes me angry.
It really makes me, I know I can't say any bad language on the video, but it really makes me like want to strangle the scammers.
Yeah.
I really wish I can. And then they've also hacked my Gmails. They've hacked my Facebook, and they've tried to ask my family members for money through my Gmails, thinking it was me, and I had to explain to my families and friends that's not me. That's them getting on my website, on my Gmails. I recently got my Gmails back, thank goodness, by Google support. They helped me get everything back.
Yeah.
And I still to this day, Ruth, the other guy, I blocked him on Skype, but he's still persistent on trying to say, oh, I'm still Will, I love you, baby, and texting me from a different number. And I'm like, why don't you just leave me alone? I know who you are.
Carieanne, if you think about it, if you answer them, they are going for your attention. So they're testing you. So when they contact you and you say go away, they've won. Because when he sends you a message, he could pick you up. He could get your attention. If you give him nothing at all, then you've won. Because he's controlling you. But when you give them silence, they can't control silence. You can. And I know it sounds, people want to swear at them down the phone. Mm-hmm. That does as well as giving them nothing. Because they hate the silence that you're giving them, because they want to be in charge. They want to be in control. And you pick it up, and so don't. Just give them complete, and I can guarantee you, I know you sort of sat there thinking you want to tell them, but I can guarantee you just think of them over there, and they will not be happy. Because they're just horrible. I mean, honestly, have you ever met any people who are as cruel and as vindictive, because they are, and just liars as scammers?
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. I'm trying not to cry in video, but it's really hard because you give your whole hearts. You give your whole hearts to these people, and you're thinking they're real. I mean, I was so happy when I really thought it was Will, with this dog. I really thought that I was going to have a life with him, and come to find out, it's all just a big scam.
And you see, the thing is, why this scam is completely unique, and why it is very, damaging, is because it's playing with your emotions. Everybody wants to, if you just came out the blue and says, "Hey, you, get me a card," you're horrible, that would be, you could cope with that. But what they do, they build you up and build you up and build you up until you'll do anything they ask for because you're in love with them. Now, everybody, we've just had this conversation about not wanting a man, but everybody in life wants to be loved. It's the basis of everything. And
that's true.
And the thing is, Carieanne, they're doing it because of hate.
Yeah.
Got to deeply hate somebody to be able to do to them what a scammer does to them.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I've seen even videos of the scammers holding up money on videos, and I said, how sick are you people? You people are sick in the head. You're really sick. And it's so frustrating. And it's like sometimes...
When I sort of worked out, because, we do a lot and look at a lot and everything. When I've seen this in action, that in the background, you're not getting as much attention as you think, because they gathered together and they've got some weed and they're smoking a bit of marijuana and everything. They are got brandy. They like brandy. And they're all in the hotel room or whatever room they're in, and they're drinking their brandy, cough medicine. We all know they have cough medicine because apparently it keeps you awake. They're taking drugs and things like that. Now, the other week, there was one, they always try and voice chat me, always. And I answered it because I don't video chat with them. I answered it, and he turned it onto a video halfway through. So they always get here's a window. I always point it to the window, and that's all they get. But he was, as usual, top off, half naked. He was having a problem keeping his spliff lit, and he was talking to me, and he was saying, you stupid woman, you're a bitch. He was absolutely plastered. I don't know whether he was high, I don't know whether he was drunk. But then 3 or 4 others just came round the camera, and I could visualize that room with them in it, and I was just so angry. Because they're telling women they love them. They're telling women to go to the Bitcoin. They're telling women to pay to leave. And that is as serious as it is to them.
Yeah, it's terrible what they do. What they did to me. Just not just me, but I'm just speaking for myself. What they did to me. I mean, I was at the point after I found out about the person that's not really Will. It's a scammer. because I think it was one of your ladies that I was talking to on Facebook, I think. And I sent her all the information. She goes, no, but he's a scammer. That's not the real Will. That's not the real Jacob. You know, none of that stuff is real. So I blocked all those information, but it made me feel like, you know, am I not lovable? Am I not worthy enough for a real man? I mean, sometimes that's the way I feel inside. And my kid said, Mom, yes, you are worthy of a man. You are worthy of love. You just have to work on yourself first, get your self-worth, your self-esteem back up again, and learn to love yourself again. Work on you first. And the right man, the real right man, the one that's real, like local, will come into your life when you least expect
And
it.
it will. And you can stand in front of him, you can sit next to him on the couch. You can talk, you can laugh, you can be with somebody.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the worst thing. I wish we could turn the internet off sometimes because it's so active. And of course, everybody on here has been through the same. It's all coming up down there. You know, this happened to me. I was scammed. And I think what many people don't realise is the size of scam. You know, the fact that there are a few million of them out there scamming. It's not just a couple of rooms full. And there will be hundreds of thousands of women across the USA right now in a scam relationship. And in my little UK, we're not as big as you, but I bet there's a few thousand who's being scammed because we get plenty from here as well. And they're having a great time.
Yeah. It's just like, it's really sick. And I was going to say too, when the Google person that got my Gmails back for me, you know, the actual Google person, he said if you go down your Gmail and go to details, it could tell you where everything was coming from. It was coming from Nigeria and New Jersey. And I'm like, okay, I know what's going on here. I'm not stupid. I'm not blind. But now, because I've been dealing with all these scammers for so long, I know exactly what to look for. And like the lady said on Facebook, that if I do get a message from someone, the first word, if they say hi, I'm supposed to send that information to you guys, because they want to check it out and make sure it's not scammer or fake or anything. Because they just don't, I know you guys don't want to see us get hurt or scammed all over again, because I'm done with that stuff. I'm done with all these scammers. They can go to, excuse my friend, I don't want to say anything negative, bad, but they can go off somewhere else.
But you
go down or something. I don't care.
Yeah. No, you know, we deal with lots of people every day. And the problem is that it makes you so angry. You know.
Oh, I'm so furious. I'm so just like, if I see one of those scammers right now, I'd probably choke them to death.
You know what? Can you? They're little, they're weedy, they're skinny, they wear silly clothes. Put them in a room with decent people and they wouldn't know what to do. They'll be crying in the corner.
And probably would by the time I'm done with them. I'm just so frustrated.
One of our guys that we used to speak to, he said to me, been on a course, and on the course it was something to do with, you know, like getting the knife in the artery or something like that.
Yeah.
And he said, so I now know where to stick the knife. I said, can I come and watch? Not being very nice, but I've never come to anything like this, Carieanne. You know, it's the biggest, most cruel thing.
It is.
Oh, and you know, people don't. Somebody's trying to blackmail. Well, they can only blackmail you if you answer them back and you look at their emails. Block them. And it's just, as I say, it always shocks me how big it is. It always shocks me how much money they've got. You know, and how. Now I'm going to say how easily right, I'm going to say this and then I'll tell you what I mean. How easy you gave the money, right? But the reason you gave the money was they'd worked on you and your trust. So you felt you were real and you were being nice helping them. and that's wrong. That is wrong. Can you repeat about what you said about how Google helped you? That thing about where you can see where it's come from.
So if someone goes on their email, go scroll down all the way to the bottom, and it'll say details. You hit on details, you click it, and it will show you exactly where everything was coming from, where they were attacking you from.
Oh, and I have to try it, because I was told you couldn't tell on the Gmail.
Yeah, oh, definitely so. And then it can also tell you when you go on like your Google information, it'll say like personal information or security, and it'll show exactly what devices were connected to your account. And I couldn't believe it. It was all from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria and New Jersey. And I know the real Will is in New Jersey, but someone was using his location to scam me.
That is so easy. That is so easy to do, because all they need is a proxy IP, which is an app, which is very often free. And you log in, you can choose where you want to be made to look from, and so yeah, it's really easy to hide where you want. Now, to me, that's wrong. But so people will come to us. You see, when you look at the IP address on a Gmail, the IP address is giving you the Google servers. So people will say, oh, they're from Monterey, they're from Mountain View, or anything like that. But that's where Google is. That's where the Google servers are. So that's not where they are. And people think, oh, I know where he is. I know where he is. And sadly, it isn't. Yeah. But no, it's just,
to pick on the nicest people. You see, Carieanne, I'm going to give you a little life lesson now, because the nicest people are scammed. Now, people are nice, don't get scammed. I've never been scammed. That tells you a lot. I'm not nice.
Maybe I should become a real tough cookie and say, nothing's...
You just tell them, Ruth said you've got to be tough. No,
yes.
Except my grandchildren, and they have a way of getting anything they like out of me. So you're going to be a grandma. Have you got grandchildren already?
I have 4. I have a grandchild, another granddaughter that's on the way, my 5th grandchild. Yeah. She's going to be born in March.
That's lovely.
And
that's lovely. I've got one, and she's 8 months old now. And she's definitely a little chump. She's lovely little thing. She's learned to smile. She's very nice. But my brother is 19. So they did file between having 2 kids. And when he takes her out, he feels awful because people think that she's his baby. But yeah, that's real. Your life like that is real, and that your family love you.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And that's real as well. Okay, it might not be the man saying, "You're very beautiful, sweetie." And we had a laugh before you came up, because I've got a thing about this. Age is just a number.
Oh yeah, that was one they always say. Age is just a number.
Age, age is just a number. And they believe it. What I get more, and you'll start to get them, so do not answer them. What I get more than pretending to be somebody else now is young Nigerians wanting to marry me.
Oh yeah. I even I was going to say, Ruth, the one that was impersonating Will, and identity, all that stuff that goes along with that. He even sent me a marriage license that says Will Wilson and my name on it. I was going to send that to you guys to show you, and it's faker than heck. It is so fake. It is so fake.
Yeah, you've got to stand next to somebody to marry them, but yeah, they do. Can you imagine the idiot who sat on his little computer making them?
Yeah, and it says Will Wilson, and I'm like, okay, what the heck is this? This is so fake, so fake.
Sadly, we have met people who have believed them, and I think that's sad, because as you said there, you looked at it and said that's fake. Most people would, and I feel bad to the people who will look at them and believe them because they've believed everything else. So why would the person that they love on the other end that they believe send them something that's not real? You know, it's quite difficult for them to get their head round. Well, I'm not going to question this because this came from the person that I'm in love with and who is in love with me. So, you know, it's really difficult. But I think trust is such a big thing.
Yeah, right now, my trust right now is down, really low, really low. I don't know. Like I told my ex-boyfriend's dad that I live with, you know, with my 2 kids, I don't know what man I can trust right now. I really don't know who to trust, you know, except for my family and my friends and stuff. But any other man, I don't know who to trust. I mean, they could start talking to me. Who in the hell are you? Sorry, my French language.
I'm European, so French is allowed. But yeah, but you know, Carieanne, if you can sit next to somebody and you can look at them and you can have a laugh at them and you can watch TV with them and you can do really boring things with them, you know, after you've been in a scam, boring is good because you don't need all the flowery words. You don't need good night, my darling, sleep well and dream of me. You don't need that.
I swear if I've heard that all too. Or they say darling, or they say my queen. That was one always calling me their queen.
That really winds me up. And I tell you what I don't like, and I get it all the time. And I'm thinking I'm going to be nice to them. I'm just going to report it and block it. And then I look at hello pretty.
Yeah, hello pretty. Yes.
That really, really gets my go-to. Really makes
so irritating. So irritating. But I know all the stuff that's been done to me, I have really, really, really learned my lesson. And I'm hoping that, you know, doing this video, it really helps other people because I wasn't sure about going live. I didn't know. That's when I asked the other lady, can I go live? Because I really want this to get, I want these scammers to be exposed. I want them to see this because I know they're going to see the live. I know they will. And I want them to see that, and hopefully they ain't going to do anything. I don't know.
Another Instagram page that we put all the lives on, we put it on YouTube. Now, if it's ever going to be seen, it usually is on YouTube that it's seen. We put it on Google. We put it on TikTok. So, you know, we spread it around.
Okay,
so
good.
And, you know, I know, and I hate it, because we're being told, you know, they sometimes contact us that they laugh at our videos.
Yeah.
Why they laugh? Because they're absolute cowards. Because we go back to the little shadowy person in the middle. Carieanne, it's the perfect crime. How many crimes can you get away with thousands and thousands and thousands and nobody ever knows your face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did because it has to be known. It has to be known what's been done to me. And I know my family and friends are going to see it. And, you know, I didn't say nothing about it to my family and friends yet. I mean, my 2 kids knew, but that's about it. You know, I said, I'm done. I'm done with this baloney. I'm sick of it. It has to be known what's been done to me. And I know it's been done to other people. And maybe it will give them encouragement to, you know, go on live with you too and just express what's happened to them, their experience, because I know the scamming's never going to stop, but I hope eventually it does. I mean, but that's why I did this live, because it needs to be. I need to speak out. I can't keep it inside anymore.
When we do these, they always get a good reception, especially if you watch Facebook tomorrow, because I've got the world's slowest internet, so usually it's tomorrow by the time I get it on. You know, it's got to fly there first. But, you know, when it goes on Facebook, you'll just get comment and comment and comment all the way down of other people that it's happened to.
Yeah.
You know, it's horrible. It's horrible to think that every single person on there went through what you've been through.
Yeah.
And can I just ask, the red thing behind you on there, is that a hockey jersey?
Oh, that's 49ers. Oh, this right here?
Yeah.
Right here. That's 49ers banner.
I wonder. I knew it was something sporting.
And over here on this side is my my American flag. I come from a family of military. I have a lot of tattoos. A lot of tattoos are different things. And this right here is my dad. This right here, my dad's ashes are in there.
Bless. That's lovely.
Yeah, I got it for me. I got 3 of them for me and my 3 girls.
So he's always with you.
Yep. And then I have my urn over on that side.
Yeah.
With him.
No, I thought it was something sporty, because there's one thing that we do not have over here, and it's an absolute passion of mine, which is NHL hockey. I love NHL hockey.
I love hockey.
Once got to New York, and I saw 2 New York Rangers games and 2 New Jersey Devils games, and it was the best week of my life. I just loved it. But yeah, we've got hockey over here, and it's useless.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I love hockey.
So it's all we've got. But yeah, I love hockey. It's good to know it's spread around. You see, everybody appreciates somebody coming out and saying it, because we can say it. We can say it all the time, but it's different when you say it.
Yeah. I'm glad I did this, because I feel a lot better about myself, because I'm able to express everything that happened to me.
Oh, Michael, I would love Canada. I definitely would. Do you know what I'd like to go to as well? You know, the Winter Classic, where it's all outside and it's all winter. I'd love to go to, and we always watch that. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Carieanne. I didn't mean to divert onto hockey. But
Fine.
But yeah, I thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah. And I hope these other women can reach out and get a hold of you too, and just tell their experience on what happened, because it really helps you to get it out there.
You've got a different tone to your voice now than you did at the beginning.
Yeah.
You've relaxed into it, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Talking, you've relaxed into it. And I am just so sorry they found you. I've learned a lot from you, Ruth. Thank you. Good. Because, do you know, we do this to prevent scams. Now, we can't, you know, there's Mary. Keep your head up, Carieanne. Mary was a victim years ago, and she now hunts fake accounts. My goodness, she's a machine. She gets that many. But yeah, you see, the thing is, Carieanne, people like you, people like Mary, you're survivors.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to survive. They want to destroy you.
Yeah.
You know, we have Rebecca who comes on here. You might have seen Rebecca do live chats with me. And when she had lost everything and she was desperate, and yeah. She knew he wasn't fake. He was fake. She called him and she said to him, "I've got a pile of tablets in front of me and I can't think of anything else to do. I am such a mess. The only thing I can do is take all these tablets." And the scammer said to her, "Oh, well, Rebecca, you do what you've got to do."
Yeah.
That snapped her out, because she realized then the callousness of what's happening. Yes, both men and women, both are scammers and getting scammed, because basically they don't care.
No, they don't.
No.
They don't care. They just want the money, and that's all they want. They want to and they just want to ruin your life.
Yes. So there's Michael. I'm learning from Ruth and Carieanne, Sophie and Rebecca. And I like that, because, you know, we know that they're never going to get you again. And you know, the people who come on here, we know they're never going to get you again. And it's heartbreaking when women go back to their scammers, or men do as well, because we know what it is, and that's why we try to highlight what it is. And you know how horrible they are.
Yeah. Oh, they're terrible. They're just they're the cruelest I've ever known anybody to be.
There is no there's no words for how bad they are.
No. And it seems like, sorry.
Misty's just said there, knowledge is power. Absolutely. You know,
And it got worse during the pandemic.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It really was terrible because you had everybody was just like a captive audience for them. And people got really fed up. People got really, you know, lonely, more lonely than usual. They got depressed because of it. And there was a lovely little lover on the other end saying all these lovely, nice things. And it was foul. And I did notice they didn't get very much COVID over there. But it was absolutely vile. And the thing was, Carieanne, they were getting people's social security numbers.
Oh, yeah.
They were claiming relief for the women. But I will say something. We one of the first ladies I talked to when I started this, she had a big scam. They got everything from her 10 years ago. And talked to her last week, and she has to answer to the government why she has claimed over £10,000 worth of unemployment. They have done this to her 10 years later.
Oh my gosh. It's terrible.
I mean, she, you know, when it happened, she'd done like fraud reports and things like that. What she couldn't actually believe was that's what they did 10 years later. They are making themselves look worse and worse. It's not our fault. No, it's not. Let them work it out. Well, work is a four-letter word, no matter what.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're up to our hour, and I'm better off staying under the hour because that means I can share it better. The 60 minutes is better to share. So I want to say, very nice woman. Denise has said, very nice woman, stay strong. So there you go. So
yes.
Thank you, Carieanne. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I hope it reaches out to everybody that they can stand up for themselves and let it be known too.
Brilliant.
For sure.
And look forward to that granddaughter.
Okay. Yes, I do.
Very much, sweetheart. And we'll know that.
All right. Thank you so much, Ruth, for allowing me to do this. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you.